Okay, people have been asking me how I do my makeup, and I decided it'd be easier just to make a video instead of trying to explain every time how I do it. Okay, I guess let's get started. So, this is what I use. You can use all of your own tools, you can kind of figure it out yourself. But basically, I have two brushes that I use. I use one for black, because it's hard to get black out of brushes. And then I also have one for like whatever color I'm using on my lid. And then we have two eyeliners, one waterproof, one not. The only waterproof, I mean, this sucks anyway, but I just use it for like the inner lid. You'll see. But it kind of sucks and it flakes a lot, but I use it anyway. This stuff I really like this stuff, so I'll just do a shout out. It's Almay liquid liner, black. This stuff is amazing, but it's not waterproof, so you know. And then we have, again, I use two mascaras because I like to get a lot of mascara on there and do like layers. You'll see, but the first layer I do, I use Ulta Lash Blowout, which it's alright. I mean, it's a good product, but the brush is really like it's one of those little, you can see that it's really weird and it clumps up. But then when you go over it with this, this brush is a lot better and it'll smooth it out a lot and it'll give you a lot of good volume. Which this, another shout out, this is my favorite mascara in the entire world. I've been using it for years now. It's L'Oreal. It's just a black. I don't even think it has a name. L'Oreal. It's probably one of those volume things. It's not plastic. It's just a bristle brush, and I'm not a fan of bristle brushes, but this one's awesome. And then again, I use like a bunch of different eyeshadows. I kind of just use whatever black I have that works, and it's really hard to find a black that works in my experience. But right now I'm using L'Oreal. It's just black. This is alright. It works a lot better than some other blacks I've tried. So I guess I'm gonna stick with it until I find something better. Um, and then as far as any color I use on my lids, I have like a million different colors. But my favorite one right now is from BH Cosmetics because they're really cheap. Go to their website. They have like it's this 28 color palette natural eyeshadow for like 13 bucks or something. And it's actually really good quality. So, and then it's got like all these different colors. If you can see all the different natural colors, and I like natural colors. So it's got all kinds of browns and golds and pale beiges or whatever. And that's pretty much what I use. What I'm going to show you today is basically I like to do my makeup all different ways depending on the day and where I'm going and how stoked I am on life. But what I'll show you right now is basically what the kind of makeup I would wear on any given day if I'm not like going to work, you know, because work I can't walk in looking like a streetwalker. But yeah, so this is going to just be my normal makeup on any given day. Okay, I already have my foundation done and my eyebrows done just for the purpose of the video. And I know what you're thinking, and yes, this is what I look like without makeup. So, let's get started. I start with my eyeliner, the only stuff, not waterproof, but it works, because I mean, how often do you go through a car wash anyway, I mean, without a car? So, I just do, this is hard to do without an actual mirror, but I just start and do a nice normal line over your eyelid, as close to your eyelash as you can. And then towards the end of the outside of your eyelid, I like to flare the line and make it a lot thicker, and it gives you kind of like that thick eyelash look. So I'll show you that. See, that line gets a lot thicker towards the end. I'm not sure how great this lighting is right now, but we'll work with it. And so it flares out at the end. And then I like to bring it around just around the corner so you don't have like a blank, pale look around the corner. So I kind of bring it down like this. Ta-da. And you get something like that. Pretty normal. And do the same on the other side. And the trick is getting them to look the same, which can take me like forever on, on a given day. And the great thing about not using waterproof, I found, is that if you mess up, you can fix it. You don't have to scrub it all off and start over again. Which for a while I was using that waterproof as my actual eyeliner, and it took me forever because every time I messed up, which obviously I messed up a lot, I would have to start all over because you can't just, get rid of one tiny little part. So, and then you want to make sure, it's like nice and even and stuff. That's what makes it look good. And then choosing your color, I mean, as far as eyeshadow goes, you probably know what colors your eyes look best in. So I won't try to sell you on any color, but for me, I usually try to use, natural colors. Um, for a while, I was a big fan of like this. You probably can't see it, but it was like this reddish brown purple, and it wasn't this exact one, but it was pretty close to that. And I got like this sampler from some store, and I used the crap out of it because I loved it, and it looked really good with my green eyes. But now that I have this, I kind of have my own favorite colors in this palette. Um, I'm not sure which color I used in like a certain picture that people were commenting saying, "Oh, show me how you do that." I don't remember exactly which color I used, and it's hard to tell in the picture. So I'm just gonna pick like some kind of neutral brown color, I guess. So I'm going with like this light this light brown. Looks like this light brown. Yeah. Then take your eyeshadow, and you know what to do with that. Just put it on your lid. And what I do with this is I put it on everywhere from my lid down, so you cover a nice solid portion of your lid, and then I like to bring it up at the outside of your eye. I like to bring it up right over the line, because pretty much what I do is like a smoky eye, and so this is gonna like bring the color up for your smoky eye. So yeah, I did that, and then do it on the other side. And the key is to kind of make it lighter as you go up, because you don't want like an obvious line, like where it stops and your skin color up here begins. So you kind of have to blend it and use your finger, blend it and kind of make it smoky. And then my cat is interested in what I'm doing right now. And then once you're satisfied with what you have with that color, you put that aside for a minute and pick up your black. Alright, this is where you're going to do your smoky eye. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a cheapskate. I buy cheap makeup. And so I hate doing black because the powder falls all over my cheekbones, and then it looks like I have a black eye if I don't get rid of it. But I'll show you a trick for that in a little bit. So what I do with this is I make a nice thick line along the crease of my eye, and then I'll bring it down to just the corners of my eye. So I'll show you that. There you go, right along the crease. And again, this is cheap, so it's not really showing up very well. So right there in the crease, kind of in that little nook. And then I like to bring it right down to the bottom. And then once you're happy with that, bring it up, like up here in this area that you blended your color. And so you have a nice thick black going on. Like that. do it on the other side. And then see what happened here is this eye I put on too much, so it's very like it's very abrupt where it stops. So you kind of want to blend that because you want everything to kind of melt into each other, not like no abrupt lines where it stops or starts. That's the whole point of smoky. So, yeah. Kind of blend it, do whatever you have to do. And then the next step will help you blend more. Like I said, you're gonna get that powder on your cheek, so I brush that off, and it might leave some smears. Just don't worry about it. Um, I'll show you that later. Okay, and then just to help this blending process, so you can see like an abrupt line kind of where it stops and starts in my skin color starts. What I do for that is, here's the natural palette again. I take, there's two colors on here that are really close to my skin color, so I'll take, one of these light ones because I'm a light person. This one and that one are really close to my skin color. So just find a color that's close to your skin color. And then take that, and you're going to fill in all the space right below your eyebrow that you haven't put any eyeshadow on yet, and you're going to blend that into the eyeshadow you do have right now. So that's going to take that smoky and blend it into like your brow bone. So this kind of just blend. And blend like the inner eye too. Just blend everything. And then blend especially out here where your black eyeshadow might stop really abruptly. So just blend, 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 blend. And like you can bring it down onto the line of the black and kind of spread the black up to the shape that you want. And the shape of the flared black that we did, that's going to vary depending on how you like the shape of your eye and how you like the makeup and everything. But I found that this particular amount of black works for me. So you just kind of have to experiment with it and find what shape you like. But yeah, it's basically the same concept. Blend, 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 blend. Until, see how it kind of blends now. It's not as like sharp. So there's that. And then typically at this point is when I would put on my foundation, but it's already on, so we'll skip that step. And then next, we're going to do the bottom. In the bottom, what I do is, again, we're going with that smoky. I like really dark makeup, so I'm going to use this black again on the bottom. And I pretty much use my black. I use that as my bottom eyeliner. I don't use eyeliner on the bottom except for on the inner lid, which we'll get to that. But, so I'll show you how I do this. We're going to do that same concept that we did on the top with black, the thicker black on the outside and then thin towards the inside of your eye. It's the same concept. It's basically going to flare your eye out, make your eyes look bigger, whatever. So, here we go. So we're going to start at the corner and bring it down as close. I just brush on top of my eyelashes. And since it's not like liquid eyeliner, you don't have to worry about it clumping or anything. It'll just go right through your eyelashes, so it gives you a nice solid look and doesn't give you that weird like skin color gap where like you can see your eyelashes and stuff. So, and then you can even bring it up like towards up here where your makeup was before. Just blend everything nice and even, and then make this part right here a little bit thicker, so you get that nice flared smoky eye. You can touch up the black up there. Some of it kind of blended in too much. You touch up the black on the top of your eye, so you get kind of a very dark, almost like bruised look. I'm going to do the same on the other side, obviously. Okay, so there's that. And then, just in case any more, little pieces fall down, just brush them off. And then, we're going to do the same blending thing. So get the same color that you put on your lid, not the natural color look. I mean, if it works better for you, you can use the natural blending color we used. But for this, since I like dark, I'm gonna use that same light brown that we used like right on my lid there. So take that and just go trace a line right over your black and a little bit underneath, like that. So it kind of gives some color there and it blends in that black and it makes it really smoky. Then you can bring it up again and touch up what's up here. Make everything look kind of blended. Same on the other side. So yeah, something like that. Which is really dark right now. But then if you find that it's too dark like this, you can, brush a little off. Use your fingers and wipe a little off. Just find what works for you. Alright, so now we go on to mascara. So I love layers and layers and layers of mascara because when you do your makeup this dark, if your eyelashes aren't like popping, it's gonna look really weird. It's gonna look like you don't have eyelashes because you have to make your eyelashes stand out over all of this dark. Um, so I use like layers and layers, and it doesn't matter what your first layer is really. I like to finish with this good stuff because this is a good brush. It'll smooth everything out, and it's a good product too. It's really like volumizing. So this, like I said, this is gonna start out really clumpy. So bear with me. So just how to put on mascara, I'm sure. What I do is, again, there's this flaring idea. You want to put more on the outside eyelashes than on the inside eyelash. So put a little in there, and then really, and since this clumps, I just dump those clumps right on these outside eyelashes for me to smooth out later, and it gives them like tons of volume. So it doesn't matter if this looks really bad or clumpy because you're going to smooth it out. And I do one eyelash at a time. So now that we're done with that, we're going to go on to the other product. Like I said, just go over it and smooth everything out, get rid of all the clumps. And if you use this brush, I don't know about all the other brushes and techniques you need to use, but if you use this brush, it's going to just smooth everything out for you. So that's how I do it. If you don't have a brush that's very good at smoothing things out, then I would probably recommend don't use that clumpy stuff like I did to begin with, and just use your whatever you use. So just get a lot on your eyelashes, and actually this stuff dried on my eyelashes because my computer just decided to shut down in the middle of my video. So I had to wait until my computer rebooted and reconfigured, and then my eyelashes dried. But let's do the other eye so at least you can see how it's supposed to be done. So again, just put all that product right on the outside of the eye and then a little bit on the inside. Like that. And see how that's like super clumpy? Doesn't matter. You're going to smooth it out. So this is how it's supposed to be, not like the other eye. Before it gets dry, you want to smooth it out. Bring it all the way, as long as your eyelashes are, bring it all the way out. So you can really see those eyelashes. So you want to get them as long and as dark and as thick as possible, because you really have to see it over the dark makeup. And again, you want more towards the outside. Make sure those outside lashes, the very outside ones, are really long. Those are the longest ones, those are the darkest ones, because it'll make your eyes really pop. And then if your mascara ends up clumpy, what I do is, you just use the trick where you get a safety pin and separate your eyelashes. No big deal. But I'm not going to do that right now because it's whatever. And then you're going to want to put some on your bottom lashes too. And you want to make it pretty dark again because you have to get over the dark makeup on the bottom, and you want to be able to kind of see those lashes. So just go ahead and do that. And I don't spend too much time on the bottom lashes because really you're not going to see them too much anyway. Just make sure it's not a clumpy mess, but it doesn't have to look perfect. So just put like an even layer on all those lashes. And again, if you're unhappy with it, then just use your safety pin and separate the lashes and everything. It's not a big deal. Alright, so we're almost done. And pretty much one of the last steps is you can go ahead and brush off any makeup that's on the bottom because sometimes it's weird, my mascara sometimes flakes. So, and then what we're gonna do is I use the waterproof on my inside lid right here because, you know, your eyes all watery and whatever. And the other stuff after a couple hours will tend to start to come off because it's not waterproof and your eyes water. So I use this waterproof stuff, but again, this is not good quality. This is Maybelline. So after a couple hours, this stuff it like chunks off and flakes and it gets in your eye. And you have that weird black thing in your eye, and people are like, what? But I don't care. So I use this stuff because it's like $3, and I really don't mind. So this part sucks because if you do it wrong, it's gonna get in your eye. But go ahead and put it on the inner lid, and I just kind of put one finger here and I pull it down a little so you don't like brush it directly onto your eye. And just brush right along that lash line. This stuff is liquid, so you have to be careful because if you get one tiny little drop in your eye, it will spread over your entire eye and then it'll hurt. So then I kind of let that dry so it doesn't just come off right away. And as soon as it dries, it's pretty much on there. So let that dry, and that's what it looks like. And then do it on the other side. And I'm doing everything pretty quickly right now, so it's not going to look perfect. If I actually spent time on everything and made it look, you know, perfect, it would probably take me twice as long. But this is just for the purpose of the video. So let that dry. And then, you know, you can do your eyebrows however you want. I do mine like this. I didn't think I should really include that in the video because everyone has different shapes of eyelashes, and so you can't really generalize very much. Um, but I mean, if you want me to make a video about eyebrows, or was I saying eyelashes? Eyebrows. Um, if you want me to make a video about eyebrows, I guess I can do that too, but you can kind of just figure that out on your own. Um, basically, my thing with eyebrows is you want to get them as high as you possibly can while still keeping your natural eyebrow line. You know, you don't want to go shaving them off and drawing on your own eyebrows. I did that for a while and that didn't work. And then, you know, you can pluck and do whatever you want. You know, you just have to kind of experiment. I change my eyebrow shape every once in a while. So I'm just going to go over this because, oh, and see how you get that right there? That is my mascara. You can kind of just pick that off or whatever because you don't want any of those blotchy things because that's weird. I'm going to go over this other eye because that's still pissing me off. Oh, that dried on there and now it's all clumpy and it won't fan out like normal. See how that's all clumpy and it won't fan out like nice and pretty like the other eye. So, oh, that's why you don't let it dry. Oh. And like I said, you know, you might have, if you use cheap makeup, you might have some like dark makeup that fell down on your eyebrow bone. Um, a good trick for that is instead of like using water and soap to get it off and you have to redo your foundation, I found that actually liquid foundation will take it off really well. So you can just get your little makeup pad thing, get like a little bit, just enough to cover that one area, kind of just brush along your brow bone and it will just take it right off. Kind of scrub at it and it'll take it off and it'll put a new layer of makeup down. And so your eyes look nice and fresh and not like you just crawled out of a grave. And then bring it as close to your eye as you can so you kind of get rid of anything that fell down there. And that's pretty much it. There you go. That's how I do my makeup typically. I do my makeup different ways every day though, so if you see anything else that you like, you know, in one of my pictures, just say so and I'll make a video on how to do that. But this is typically how I do my makeup, so there it is. Enjoy.